Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. The drama surrounding Terry McLaurin's contract negotiations with the Washington Commanders has become a hot topic among fans and insiders alike, creating a tense atmosphere just as training camp kicks off. While the rookies have already reported, the veterans, including McLaurin, are expected to join soon. Except McLaurin remains sidelined due to the unresolved contract standoff. This stalemate has left many puzzled and frustrated, considering how vital McLaurin is to the team's offense and leadership. His absence is not just about the numbers on a paycheck, but speaks volumes about the relationship strained between player and management. Fans had hoped for a smooth renewal, especially given McLaurin's stellar contributions and loyalty during tough seasons. Instead, the Commanders' refusal to meet his demands or offer the long-term security he desires has put the team in a precarious position. This contract saga risks overshadowing the season before it even begins, with many questioning the front office's approach to retaining its star talent. The Commanders' stance on McLaurin's contract has been unwavering, which has only added fuel to the fire among the fanbase and media circles. The wide receiver's decision to publicly express his dissatisfaction is a rare and bold move that signals deep frustration. This public airing of grievances is uncharacteristic for McLaurin, who has always been seen as a professional both on and off the field. His willingness to speak out underscores how seriously he views the situation, and perhaps how little progress has been made behind closed doors. The relationship that was once harmonious now seems strained, with the potential to impact team chemistry and morale. The Commanders' hesitance to budge on McLaurin's pay demands reveals a calculated but risky strategy that could backfire. As the training camp countdown ticks, the absence of a key player during critical practice sessions highlights the urgency for a resolution. Insiders and journalists like Nicky Jobvala have openly expressed surprise at the prolonged stalemate, emphasizing McLaurin's importance beyond just his on-field prowess. Jobvala, a respected voice in Commanders coverage, pointed out that McLaurin embodies everything a team leader should be, from his consistent performance to his role as an ambassador for the franchise. His professionalism and connection with teammates and media alike have made him a fan favorite and an indispensable part of the locker room culture. It's these qualities that make the ongoing contract impasse even more bewildering. For a player who has shown unwavering commitment and leadership, the lack of progress on a new deal seems counterintuitive. Observers hope the situation can still be resolved amicably, as the long-term benefits of keeping McLaurin happy and motivated far outweigh any short-term financial hesitations. The discussion surrounding McLaurin's contract isn't just about dollars. It's a reflection of the Commanders' broader management philosophy. Under General Manager Martin Peters is known for running the team like a business, carefully balancing the salary cap with the need to build a sustainable contender. This approach means tough negotiations and a focus on financial prudence, but it also requires smart investments in cornerstone players. McLaurin has proven himself worthy of such an investment, climbing into the upper echelon of NFL wide receivers through relentless hard work and exceptional skill. The front office's challenge is finding a compromise that respects McLaurin's value while aligning with the team's long-term vision. Delaying this process, however, only increases uncertainty and risks alienating a player who could be central to the team's success for years to come. Fans and analysts alike stress the urgency of bridging this gap before it becomes an irreparable rift. From a fan's perspective, McLaurin's loyalty through some difficult seasons should have earned him more goodwill from the Commanders' management. His steady rise, especially amid organizational upheaval, speaks to a player who doesn't just perform, he perseveres. This tenacity has not gone unnoticed by those who follow the team closely. Fans see McLaurin as a symbol of resilience and hope, and many believe rewarding him with a fair contract extension is the least the organization can do to acknowledge his contributions. The ongoing contract drama, therefore, feels like a betrayal to supporters who have stood by the team through thick and thin. It also casts a shadow over the start of training camp, with questions swirling about whether McLaurin will suit up or sit out. The emotional toll on fans and teammates alike cannot be underestimated as this standoff drags on. The timing of this contract dispute couldn't be worse for the Commanders, especially with the new season on the horizon. Training camp is a critical period for building chemistry, fine-tuning schemes, and setting the tone for the months ahead. Having a star player like McLaurin missing these sessions hampers the team's preparation and sends a negative message, both internally and externally. Head coach Dan Quinn and quarterback Jaden Daniels, both looking to elevate the team's performance in their respective roles, need all hands on deck. The distractions caused by the contract impasse threaten to undermine their efforts. Moreover, the media spotlight intensifies scrutiny on the organization's ability to manage its talent effectively. For the Commanders, resolving this issue quickly is not just about keeping a player happy. It's about safeguarding the entire team's potential and focus heading into what could be a pivotal season. With the clock ticking, the pressure mounts on general manager Martin Peters to find a resolution that satisfies all parties. The challenge is balancing the financial realities of the salary cap with the intangible value McLaurin brings to the franchise. Peters' job is to build a roster that can compete for the long haul, which means making tough decisions and negotiating shrewdly. However, pushing too hard or too long risks alienating a key player and creating unnecessary distractions. The Commanders need to avoid the pitfall seen in other NFL franchises, where contract disputes have led to fractured locker rooms and diminished on-field success. If Peters can step up and secure an agreement before camp progresses too far, it could restore a sense of normalcy and optimism around the team's prospects. Failure to do so could escalate tensions and complicate an already challenging situation. The Commanders' management must recognize that Terry McLaurin is more than just a wide receiver. On their payroll, he is a cornerstone of their identity. His work ethic, skill set, and leadership qualities are integral to the team's strategy moving forward. Ignoring or undervaluing such a player could have long-lasting repercussions. Beyond the financial aspects, McLaurin's contract talks reflect how the organization values its homegrown stars and approaches player retention. Teams that handle such negotiations well often create environments where players feel respected and motivated. Conversely, prolonged disputes can breed resentment and uncertainty. For the Commanders, striking the right tone and securing McLaurin's commitment should be paramount. This is not just about one contract, but about setting a precedent for how the franchise nurtures talent and fosters loyalty in an increasingly competitive league. The fan base's reaction to the McLaurin contract saga reveals just how deeply invested people are in this player and the team's future. Many fans have taken to social media and fan forums to voice their frustration and disappointment with the organization's handling of the situation. Their emotional connection to McLaurin and what he represents, hard work, perseverance, and hope, has made this standoff feel personal. Some fans fear that if the situation isn't resolved soon, it could damage the trust between the team and its supporters. On the other hand, there remains a strong undercurrent of hope that both sides will come to an agreement that benefits everyone. Fans understand that negotiations are complex, but want to see their star receiver back on the field, doing what he does best, without the cloud of contract drama looming over him or the team. As the Commanders prepare to navigate the season ahead, the resolution of Terry McLaurin's contract talks will be a defining moment for the franchise's leadership. How the situation unfolds will signal to players, fans, and the league at large what kind of organization Washington aspires to be. Will they be seen as a team that values its cornerstone players and builds from within, or one that allows talent to slip through the cracks due to financial rigidity? The stakes are high, and the window for compromise is closing quickly. With the first practice session looming, the urgency to finalize a deal has never been greater. The Commanders' ability to resolve this contract drama swiftly and fairly could be the catalyst that sets the tone for a successful season, both on and off the field. Time is running out and everyone is watching. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. The NFL world is buzzing with speculation, and the latest rumor sending shockwaves through the league revolves around none other than Chase Young. Just when everyone thought his story with the Washington Commanders had ended for good, an unexpected twist might be in the works. Multiple sources close to league insiders have whispered about a last-minute, under-the-radar negotiation that could bring Young back to D.C. after his stint with the San Francisco 49ers. While nothing is confirmed officially, the rumor mill is spinning fast. The idea of a secret deal, finalized in hushed tones behind closed doors, feels straight out of a Hollywood script. The Commanders, undergoing a cultural and roster transformation under new leadership, might be seeking to mend bridges and correct what some consider a rushed trade. Could this be the moment where a former Defensive Rookie of the Year finds redemption? Where it all began, fans are divided but intrigued. For Those who have followed Chase Young's journey, this development, if true, would be as poetic as it is controversial. When Young was originally traded to the 49ers, many viewed it as a necessary reset for both player and franchise. Injuries and inconsistency had clouded his time in Washington, and whispers of locker room tension made the divorce seem mutual. But now, with fresh faces leading the Commanders' front office and a new coaching staff eager to build something meaningful, the possibility of a reunion gains weight. Sources suggest that the deal, if real, was orchestrated away from media eyes, involving conditional draft picks and possibly a player swap. What makes this so intriguing is the timing coming just before training camps open and as teams finalize rosters. It suggests urgency, intention, and maybe even a shift in how the Commanders view their defensive identity moving forward. There's also the matter of the fan base, which has always been passionate and often divided about Young's place in the team's history. When he was drafted second overall in 2020, expectations skyrocketed. For a brief moment, he met those lofty hopes with electrifying plays and leadership. But injuries derailed the momentum, and public patience wore thin. Still, many fans never stopped believing in his potential. The idea of Young returning now, matured by experience and humbled by challenges, is emotionally compelling. It offers a rare opportunity for a player and franchise to rewrite their shared narrative. Imagine the crowd at FedEx Field welcoming back a prodigal son, not with judgment, but with renewed hope. It's the kind of story sports fans live for. But for now, all we have are murmurs, unconfirmed, yet persistent, if true. This could signal one of the most unexpected turnarounds of the NFL offseason. Of course, this rumored return doesn't come without skepticism. Why would the Commanders bring back a player they willingly let go, especially when they received only a compensatory third-round pick for him? Is this an act of desperation from a team lacking leadership on the edge, or is it a masterstroke by a new front office seeing value where others saw flaws? The theory gaining the most traction is that Young impressed enough in San Francisco, not necessarily with stats, but with maturity and locker room presence, that he's become a more complete player. Add to that his familiarity with the DC media, the market, and some of the team's core players, and a return doesn't seem so far-fetched. The real mystery lies in what was offered to the 49ers. If the Commanders quietly handed over a future second-rounder or a rotational player, it suggests they're betting big on a former star rekindling his fire. Another layer to this story is the coaching staff's influence. The new defensive coordinator reportedly has a strong interest in bringing in players with both physical upside and emotional fire. Young checks both boxes, especially if he's learned from his past. There's word that he stayed in touch with some of his former Washington teammates, and that locker room chemistry wouldn't be an issue. One anonymous player even hinted in a recent podcast that a surprising reunion was on the horizon. Though no names were mentioned, was he talking about Young? Fans certainly think so. There's also chatter that Young himself has posted cryptic social media messages in recent weeks, nothing too obvious, just enough to stir speculation. Subtle retweet here, a Commander's highlight reel there. It's almost as if he's paving the way for something. And while NFL players are no strangers to trolling, these signs are becoming harder to ignore. Let's not forget how stacked the NFC East is right now. The Cowboys and Eagles continue to dominate headlines, while the Giants are in rebuild mode, but have made aggressive moves. The Commanders, for their part, seem poised to shake up the division if they can find the right mix of youth and experience. A healthy and focused Chase Young could be a game changer, not just on the field, but in setting a tone for a revamped defense. Analysts have already begun to speculate what a Young-led front could look like next to recent additions through the draft and free agency. There's a vision of controlled chaos, high-energy blitz packages, stifling pass rush, and intimidation. For all his setbacks, Young still possesses that raw, game-breaking ability that made him such a coveted pick. If the Commanders truly believe in his resurgence, this rumored return isn't just emotional, it's strategic. Digging deeper, there's also a financial angle to consider. Young's contract situation is murky, with his fifth-year option previously declined. But sources say that part of this deal includes restructuring talks already underway. The Commanders could be eyeing a short-term, incentive-heavy contract to minimize risk while giving Young a chance to earn his long-term payday. That would align with a smart, team-first approach being implemented by the new front office. It also adds plausibility to the idea that both sides are open to reconciliation. One executive, speaking under anonymity, described the rumored deal as an opportunity to reclaim unfinished business. That's heavy language for an unconfirmed trade. But it adds gravity to what could be more than just a personnel move. If this happens, it won't be just a roster tweak, it could be a symbolic turning point in the Commanders' long journey back to relevance and credibility. There's also a broader narrative at play here: redemption. The NFL is full of players who've left teams under difficult circumstances only to return and rewrite their legacies, from Legarrette Blount to Darrelle Revis. The league loves a comeback story. Chase Young could be the next chapter in that tradition. He's still young, still immensely talented, and arguably hungrier than ever. The idea of him suiting up once again in burgundy and gold isn't just nostalgia, it's about closure. About proving to the doubters that he's more than his injuries, about finishing what he started. If this rumor proves true, it could ignite a spark, not only in the locker room but in the fan base itself. Washington has been craving identity and consistency for years. A returning star, especially one with something to prove, could provide both. That's why this rumor, however fragile, carries so much emotional weight. And then there's the 49ers side of things, which also raises eyebrows. Why would they let go of a player they acquired just last year, especially after speaking positively about his fit in their system? Could it be a numbers game, a result of cap logistics, or perhaps a philosophical difference in how they want to build their defense? Whatever the reason, the timing is curious, just before camp, when most roster decisions are nearly finalized. To quietly move a player like Young suggests either mutual understanding or a bigger move coming from San Francisco. Maybe they're clearing space for another acquisition. Maybe Chase Young asked for the move himself. We may never get full clarity. But what's clear is that both teams could benefit if this deal pans out, and if the Commanders indeed orchestrated this move without leaks. It shows a new level of professionalism and vision. Until the ink dries or until official confirmation comes, this remains a rumor. But it's a rumor that has life, it has substance. It has timing and motive, and just enough smoke to make everyone wonder if there's a fire. Commanders fans are already buzzing on forums. Reddit threads are exploding with theories, and even former players are chiming in with cryptic emojis and suggestive quotes. The NFL thrives on moments like these, where football becomes more than just a game, but a soap opera of passion, pride, and possibilities. If Chase Young walks back into that facility, head high and eyes forward, it could mark the start of something truly special, a redemption arc, a second chance, a secret deal that turned into a season-defining move. Only time will tell, but if this rumor turns into reality, it will be one of the most talked about stories of the 2025 season. And the league won't be ready. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.